Hello, today we're going to talk about mid-segments, and you should have done warm-up 1, 2, and 3 before you started the video, so please do that if you haven't. Okay, the mid-segment of a triangle is a segment that connects the midpoints of two sides of a triangle. So when you did the warm-up, you actually created the 3 mid-segments for that triangle. So your picture should look something like this. The red segments here are the mid-segments. So you found the midpoints, please check your work. And then you connected those to form the red mid-segments. So there are always going to be 3 mid-segments for a triangle. What we're going to do is do a little discovery of the mid-segment theorem. So we're going to find the distances of all these segments, or the distances between the points, or the lengths of the segments, and we're going to find the slopes of all of the segments. So start out with the distance formula. This is a reminder from last year. But the distance formula says if you take the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared, that'll get you the distance between the points if your points are, x1, y1, and x2 and y2. So to figure out the length of segment AB, or the distance between A and B, when you have a horizontal line, as this is, you can just count. Okay, so if I'm going from a -6 across to a +2, it should be fairly straightforward that is going to be 8. Okay, you can do the same thing for z to y. So if I'm going from a -3 to a +1 along the horizontal here, that is going to be 4. Okay, these other ones are not as easy. So if I have BC, BC is not a horizontal or a vertical, so I'm going to need to use the distance formula, which is very similar to the Pythagorean theorem. So what you're going to do is do the square root of, and if you did the whole formula, I'm going to talk you through these 2 pieces here. So if I'm going from B to C, x2 minus x1 really just is asking is how far apart are those x's? So my x's are 0 for C and 2 for B. So they are a distance of 2. So I'm going from 0 to 2. Okay, the y's, when it does y2 minus y1, it's really just asking how far apart are the y's. So the y's are going from 5 to -3. Those have a distance of 8. So then you're going to square and then add. So I have 64 plus the 4. So this is going to be square root of 68. Okay, we'll come back to that in a second. AC. So if I'm going from A to C, I want you to pause and try to figure out that distance. Okay, so welcome back. So we should be using the same logic. You're doing the distance from the x's. So I'm going from -6 to 0. So that's a distance of 6. And then here I'm going from -3 for the y up to 5. So that's going to be 8. Okay, so here this is 36, and here that is 64. You add those together, you get square root of 100, which is equal to 10. So AC is equal to 10. Okay, so pause and try to find these as well. Okay, welcome back. So XY should get you a 5, if you did that correctly. And then YZ should get you square root of 17. Now, what I'm going to do is come back to this guy just very quickly. We're going to review over this in great detail at some other time, but when you have a radical, you can also reduce the radical. So here, perfect square that would go into 68, would be 4, and in fact it goes into there 17 times. So this turns into 2 square root of 17. Okay, we will review over that piece in great detail when we do Pythagorean theorem later. Okay, so don't worry about memorizing the distance formula for this chapter. This is just a discovery lesson to go through where the midsegment theorem came from. Okay, now we're going to find the slopes of the segments. So slope formula, if you remember, is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. But since we have a graph, we might as well just count the rise over the run. That's way easier than doing this. So AB. A to B is a horizontal line, so that is going to be slope of 0. Same with Z to Y. So ZY is right here, is also going to be 0. Okay, if we go to BC, so rise over run is I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then go -2. So I'm going up 8 and then over -2, and then we would reduce that, just would be -4. Okay, take a minute and find the slopes of these other 3 segments. Okay, welcome back. So you should get a slope of -4 for xz and 4/3, positive 4/3. That didn't turn out so good. That didn't either. But it should be positive 4/3 here. And then for xz also positive 4, or xy is positive 4/3. Now, what we did all of this for is there's a relationship between midsegments and the side that they are not connected to or intersecting. So if you look here, AB is 8. Well, its sort of corresponding midsegment is a length of 4. Here we have 2 root 17, and then that's root 17. Here we have 10, that is just 5. So you'll notice that the midsegment is half the length of the side it's not connected to. Okay, with the slopes, you'll notice the midsegment and the side it's not connected to have equal slopes. -4, -4, positive 4/3, positive 4/3, indicating that those are actually parallel. So we did all of this work just to show you how this comes about. So please pause and copy down these 3 definitions and theorems. Okay, welcome back. So you should have midsegment. So as I said, connecting the side of a triangle that is connecting 2 sides of a triangle is parallel to the third, but half the length of the third. So that's what we just discovered in that activity above. We can extend that out to trapezoids as well. So notice here, HE, that would be the midsegment of the trapezoid. Notice that the midpoint is marked here. H is a midpoint, here E is a midpoint. Okay, this is also going to be parallel to the bases. And then this time it's an average length of the bases. So you're going to add the bases, divide by 2, and that is the length of HE. So in other words, what you can write here is that CD plus GF divided by 2 is equal to HE. So it's the average of the bases. Okay, so let's look at some examples. Okay, here we have D is the midpoint of AB. Mark that as a midpoint. E is the midpoint of BC. Mark that as the midpoint. F is the midpoint of AC. Okay, once you have all of these midpoints marked, you can start marking parallels here. And for all of these. Okay, so I know these are parallel, those are parallel, and those are parallel. Okay, you can also conclude that the midsegment is going to be half the length of its parallel side. So if AB is equal to 10, AB is the whole length here, so I'll start labeling a little bit. AB is this whole length is 10. What is FE? Well, it's just half, so that's going to be 5. Okay, so pause and try B, C, and D on your own. Okay, welcome back. So AF is going to be 22. So I'll do that maybe in a different color, but this is 22, just from here to here. Okay, then what is DE? Well, this whole thing would be 44, so it's going to be the same. So that should also be 22. Okay, next one, DF is 8. So DF here is 8. We'll do that one in red. Here's 8. FC, so what is FC? Well, unfortunately, we don't have a relationship unless they're the parallel sides. So we just write cannot be determined. Okay, and then the next one, FE is 6. So where's FE? FE here is 6. And then what is AB? So you're just going to double that. So AB would be 12. Okay, now let's do some angles. And again, you're going to use these parallels to help you. So if the measure of angle A is 70, I want you to pause and figure out this and F. Okay, welcome back. So the measure of angle A is 70. Then BDE, BDE, these are going to be corresponding angles. So that should also be 70 degrees. EDF is 30. So EDF is 30 degrees. What is DFA? DFA, notice there's a Z we can draw with those parallels. So this is going to be 30 degrees. Okay, next one. So this makes it much more difficult when you have variables. DE is 2x plus 6. So DE here is 2x plus 6. AC, so A to C, so all the way across from here to here, is x squared. So half of x squared is 2x plus 6, but an easier way to go would be to say that x squared is equal to 2 of these 2x plus 6's. Okay, you're going to distribute, move those guys over. I would recommend you move them over to the positive x squared side and then solve. So pause to solve that. Okay, welcome back. So you should get AC is equal to 36 or 4. If you did not get that, we can go over it in class. Okay, lastly, so here, notice we have a trapezoid. Those parallel sides indicate the trapezoid, and we have midpoints here and here. That means this has to be parallel and the average of the lengths of the bases. So if CD is equal to 8 and GF is equal to 14, then HE, you simply average these, and that's going to be, excuse me, what is that, 13? So, no, sorry, 11. So HE is going to be equal to 11. So here you get 22 divided by 2, which is 11. Okay, on the next one, if CD is equal to, so let me erase these. If CD is equal to 5 and HE is equal to 9, then what is GF? Now, there's a couple of ways to go about this. One way is you can just say, well, I'm adding 4, so therefore I must just add 4 here as well. But you could also set up an equation like this and work backwards. Okay, lastly, CD is x plus 5. GF, the other base, is 2x plus 6. I divide by 2 to average those, and that should be equal to 3x plus 1. So you multiply the other side here by 2, make sure you distribute, and then you should end up with x equals 3. But we can go over that one as well if you need to in class.